Let's look at an example. So here in this problem, it says find the surface area to volume ratio of a cube that has a length of 1.5 centimeters. So when we have a cube, and my cube is not perfect, remember that for a cube, all sides are going to be equal. So your length is equal to your width and to your height. So sometimes you'll be given all the sides. It'll give you the length, the width, and the height. But in this case, we're only given the length, but we can figure out everything else. So it's going to be 1.5 centimeters for all of those. So the first thing we're going to do is solve for the surface area. So area is equal to length times width, okay? But since this is a cube, there are 6 sides. So if we counted, there would be 6 sides. So we have to also multiply this times 6. So we've got 1.5 centimeters times 1.5 centimeters times 6. So we're going to punch that into the calculator. And it would be awesome if you had your calculator out as well so you could check your math and make sure that it matches. And this gives us 13.5 centimeters squared. And that's going to be for the surface area. So I'm going to write that down here because I'm going to erase this. So now we want to solve for the volume. So volume is length times width times height. So our volume is going to be 1.5 centimeters times 1.5 centimeters times 1.5 centimeters. So it's 1.5 cubed essentially, but we're going to plug all this into our calculator and I get 3.375 centimeters cubed. So that's going to be our volume. Again, I'm going to write it down here just because I'm about to have to erase. And so we have it there. Now, since this has been rounded off to the 10th place, we can also round this one off to the 10th place when we go to write it up above. And that way we're just staying consistent. So we're going to do surface area to volume ratio. So we're going to set up our numbers. So this is 13.5. We're going to set that as a ratio to 3 and I'm going to go ahead and round it to 4. So now this is our ratio, but this doesn't help us a lot because these are weird numbers. So we want volume to equal 1. So we're going to divide both sides by our volume. So when I take 13.5 and divide it by 3.4, let me check that one more time. I get 3.97, so I'm going to round, I'm going to write that over. I got 3.97. I'm going to go ahead and round that to 4. So I'm going to say this is a 4 to 1 because that's going to cancel out to 1. So this is a 4 to 1 ratio. So that's going to be my answer. If I were to have something else that is 3 to 1, think about which cell would be more efficient. This cell would be your more efficient cell because it has a higher ratio. If I had one that was 6 to 1, now my 6 to 1 would be better because we want a higher ratio. And so remember, as the cube gets larger, this number is going to get smaller. Okay, so for homework, you are going to need to complete some of these problems. So these are going to be your homework problems. Number 1, you are given a cube and you're going to find the surface area volume if it has a length of 1 centimeters. You're going to find number 2, the surface area volume of a cube that has 2.2 centimeters. Number 3, find the surface area volume of a cube with a length of 7.1 centimeters. And then question 4, Which cell or cube is more efficient at transporting materials across the membrane, and explain why?